Hey, welcome back to Right on the Money, the show that's providing you and your family the necessary information you need to make informed financial decisions. Now again, in case you're just joining us, our guest today is Brent Ford, owner and operator of Benefit Resource Partners, and we've been talking about the differences, the nuances of that federal employee retirement programs and plans, the choices that they have to make, and the differences between the public sector and the private sector, and really how you need to have somebody who understands and works in that sector. But the question I wanted to ask you in particular is, so you've been doing this for a little while now. Have you seen changes? What have you seen? Society's changing, the news cycles, everything's different than it was.
It's a lot different than it has been in the past. So, you know, working with the federal government, one thing that you see kind of on a consistent and constant basis are major legislative changes that affect the people that we're directly working with. You know, so one area that federal government employees have is they have access to a FERS supplement. And what this FERS supplement does, Dennis, is it's their bridge from when they want to retire at 57 up until the point that Social Security starts for them at 62 or anywhere in that middle. That's been proposed to be cut 2 times already just in the last, I don't know, 6 years. So just think of the difference and the impact that that would have on a generation of federal employees that were counting on that payment to properly retire.
Sure.
So that just as an example is something that has consistently popped up, are these major legislative changes that have happened. And it's no secret, it costs more to live now than it did
Absolutely.
10 years ago.
Well, I do have to ask you, because you're specialized and you just said FERS, I actually don't know what is that?
FERS is a retirement system for the federal government. There's 2 different systems. There's an old system called Civil Service Retirement. That was the pre-1983 retirement system that you got into. And then the new system is FERS, Federal Employee Retirement System.
Well, there we go.
Just a different structure. It's the government, in a cost-saving measure, relieves some of the responsibility on the federal government to be an exclusive defined benefit program, and they place a little bit more burden and a little bit more responsibility on their employees to plan for their own retirement rather than the government kind of takes care of it for them.
You know, the fact that you know that level of detail and what was going on, 83, gosh, what was that? Is that, I'm going to do some math in my head, is that like 34 years ago?
Absolutely, and that's the type of stuff that's relevant today, right? It's the stuff that happened 30 years ago that is now becoming relevant for all those people that started working at that same period of time. You know, I think there's certain paradigms that we fall into within the industry.
Yeah.
You know, there's financial planners that started in 1983 versus me that started, you know, 2008 or 2007. My paradigm is much different than the person that started in 1983. It's the same for federal employees. Their paradigm has shifted over the last 30 years because there's been a multitude and a fluctuation of change. You know, they grew up during a period of time that the government was taking care of everything for them, and then that paradigm stopped, and then they moved into this mode where they were required to take care of everything. We had these huge booming years in the 90s, right? And then we had all those pullback years in the 2000s. So think about an employee that started in 1985 and all the changes that they've had over their career, and now they're walking into this final chapter of retirement. It's a stressful thing. It creates some anxiety.
It sounds to me like that would be terrifying if you were going it alone.
Absolutely. And that's the service that we provide. You know, as much as I'd love to say that we're, you know, just an exclusive financial planning company, there's a lot of days that I feel like, you know, we're a therapist as well. You know, helping people build and feel comfortable, have enough confidence. And that's why I was so appreciative of the invite to attend your show. You know, if people have watched the show in the past, it's all about making informed financial decisions. And that's the embodiment of our organization. That's what we like to do, is help people make informed, educated financial decisions. And the fact that, again, if you missed it earlier in the show, is the fact that you've helped over 1,000 people retire is amazing. It gives you a leg up, right? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for an advantage in any possible circumstance that we have in life to get to where we want to go. I'm just trying to make you get there a little faster. That is so awesome. So let's shift gears for just a second. Let's talk about some of the services that you do provide. So
what are you able to help me with? Full service?
We're a full service financial planning company. So we have an assets under management. I'm a Series 65 licensed financial advisor or investment advisor representative. We also do life insurance. We do annuities as well. Basically, we try and create an independent environment to shop for the products and services that are going to best fit the client's needs rather than our own.
Again, I am just astounded that you've helped 1,000 people retire from this government civil service, just to help them walk through that path, provide peace of mind, and let them, they've worked so hard and now they can enjoy the fruits of their labor.
Absolutely, and I'm thankful and blessed that I had the opportunity to work with those 1,000 people, to have them allow me to come into their life and help them to get from point A to point B. So it's a blessing for me as well.
That is so fantastic. All right, so coming up on Right on the Money, more with Brent Ford. Don't forget though, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, where you can get up-to-date financial news and insights from the top insurance and financial professionals in your area. You can also watch full Right on the Money episodes at rightonthemoneyshow.com. We will be right back.